Hello everyone, it's Dan here from Thomas Road Support. In this video I'm going to take you through how to use the portfolio within Creatink for WordPress. So when you look at the demo, you'll notice we've got quite a few different examples of all the different types of portfolio projects you can create with the theme. There's all different layouts for sliders, etc, etc. And we're just going to go through how this all works and how to build your own in there. So to begin with, in the WordPress admin, you'll notice the area we're dealing with at the moment is the portfolio section here. So if we go to portfolio, you'll see we've imported the demo data, so there's quite a few examples here. If we take a quick look at a couple of them, you can see the main editing area is very much like a regular post. There's no visual composer or anything used here. That is by choice. Obviously we've designed the theme to take care of this for you. And basically what you've got is the area for the title. You've got another content area for the main description or whatever text you want to put. We've got the area below where you can choose the actual content type, so whether you're using this to display a slider, a video, a grid of images, etc, etc. Below this you've got the orientation or the position of the overall project. So this is how it looks when you visit the single project itself. So if we look here, this one's currently set to be wide with a thumbnail slider here, as you can see, but we can change this up to be a different slider orientation. We can put the content to the left. If we just update and refresh, you can see there that completely changes the layout. So we've got the content, etc, just to the right here, and the images to the left, and so on. We'll go through these as we go on though. And then below this we've got the area where we can actually assign the images. So as you can see, these are the images which are shown in the slider itself, or the featured content area. And below that we've got the video embed URL area. So if this was a video project, what we could do is pop the URL to the video in there, and that would appear instead of the slider images. Below this we've got another area where we can add extra details. So these are the details which appear here. So for example, we've added the client and date. So you can see there, client and date. If we were to add another, I could put in, say, brand, and if we update, you can see that's added straight away. And finally, at the bottom of the page, we've got another box where we can pop in our own unique content below all this as well. So in this example, we're using it to show a link to the project, but we could put anything we want there. As you can see. The other thing to mention, over on the right here, we've got the category box where you can assign your project to be in specific categories of your choosing. And very importantly, we've got the featured image box here. Now this is the way you can assign an image which represents your project around the various parts of your website. So although the project itself contains many different images, when we look at, say, your portfolio archive or the feed of your portfolio projects, this is the image which is used to represent it throughout other pages of your site. So just to give you another example, if I change this to be, well, actually let's add our own. So I'll just update this here. As you can see, that's the image that's used in the overall feed of projects, but when we view the project itself, the images we've added to the featured content images area here is what's displayed predominantly. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our own project from scratch. I'll call this Dan's project. In the main text area, I'll just put in some random blurb. going to give it a featured image. I'll just choose a different random one here. Perfect. And then we're going to choose how we want to display our particular project content. Okay, so you'll see here the default option is the slider with minimal arrows and the featured content left. We'll just add some images and we'll go through the various options there. I'll just pick some random ones here. Just grab a video URL as well, just for later on, and I'll pop in some additional info. Okay, if I just publish this, we can see what that looks like. So you can see here, we've got the title, we've got the blurb, we've got the extra category, sorry, the extra information I've added here, and we've got our featured images as we wanted. Now if we were to play around with these a little bit, so if we can maybe change up the overall orientation, I'd like the slider to be on top. We can go ahead and do that. Perfect. And if we wanted to say, for instance, choose a different type of slider, so at the moment we've got the minimal arrow slider here, which has these sleek line arrows. We can have the boxed arrow style instead, or we can choose the thumbnail slider, which, as you can see, has got a nice little navigation below. We can choose to replace the slider with a video, which we've popped the URL in below, so if we just go ahead and refresh, you can see there. We can choose masonry images, which is just a grid of all the images you add. Obviously that works better when you're using quite a few more images than 4. The simple image list, which I think is very good for, say, photography demonstrations, which just shows the images in a nice simple list. We've got the image grid, and so on. So here you can obviously choose the orientation as well, so if we wanted to, say, pop into the carousel, and rather than having everything boxed in like it is now, we can have it full width. That's completely up to you. As you can see, we've just given you all of the options you could possibly want, and you're completely free to do with them as you wish. Okay, so that's generally how to use the portfolio within Creatink. I hope this has helped. If you do have any more questions on this, though, do come see me over at support. Other than that, thanks for watching.